Hello, welcome to another episode of Strange Origins podcast, episode 24. I'm joined by Rod again.
Rodney.
Don't put a little Rodney on it.
Rodney.
No, we were talking about how the last week's episode was actually really well. It went down really well. We thought it was good to have Yashak on,
Yeah.
come back on again. He seemed excited about it. And just to hit us with that profound
Question.
philosophical question. I was like, holy shit.
I was caught off guard, man.
Yeah, it really was. I think when I told Rod, he was just like, I guess. Are we
I
gonna
need to
do
do some
this?
research.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm qualified to talk about this, which I thought was funny. But yeah, no, it was good to have him on, and we're probably gonna do more guests in the future.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully have other interesting people, and we do kind of want to go back to that topic again, actually, and get other people's opinions on it and see what they think about it. Because obviously this is just one, two guys' opinion, pretty much, on a question. Two brothers. On two questions, two questions, two opinions on that question. So it would be nice to get an outsider, opinion, and keep going down that kind of rabbit hole.
Mm.
You know.
It would be interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like to explore it one day.
But if there was a celebrity guest that you could have on, who would you have on?
Oh, easy, dude.
Easy.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. No joke.
Ryan
that
Reynolds
man.
would steal the show, though.
Exactly, dude. We don't have to
become his
we
podcast.
don't have to say anything or do anything. But it's just guest star Ryan Reynolds. Boom, everyone.
Here's Deadpool.
1,000 views, dude. Easy.
1,000 views. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, any celebrity, you probably get 1,000 views. Right?
Yeah.
I would like to have Hugh Jackman or something.
Hugh Jackman would be good.
Because he's quite a chill guy. I've seen him in interviews and stuff, and he's quite chill. Got that Australian vibe, you know.
What else is the other one? I was just thinking about him.
Oh shit, he was just thinking about him. It would be nice to have Ryan Reynolds would be quite funny because he's, obviously with his Deadpool and stuff, he went onto a lot of other YouTube channels and other YouTube videos and kind of made jokes on there and it was quite funny with that. But no, we were gonna talk about what the latest thing in. Did you see what happened with Lady Gaga?
Yeah, it's so sad.
Literally, the guy. So if anyone doesn't know, Lady Gaga's dog walker got shot, and then they stole her dogs, and now are kind of ransoming them back to her.
Not ransoming. I thought she offered 500K just to get them back.
I think she did, right? Yeah, she offered $500,000 to get her dogs back, and it was just please give me my beloved things back again. But the fact that they went so far to just shoot the dog walker.
Yeah, Mel was just doing his job, man. In the middle of fucking nighttime as well.
What was it like? Oh, so it was night as well. I didn't even know
it was. I think it was nighttime, but the CCTV footage.
Damn.
They literally just pulled up to the side of him. One guy pointing a gun, and one guy was trying to take the dog. It's just fucking chaos, man.
Yeah, and it's crazy that people are gonna go to that length now, to get some money. I hope it doesn't set a precedent of hey, let's steal her dogs again and we get another $500,000. Do you know what I mean?
Or any other celebrity or famous dog or famous people's pets or anything like that. You know, it's
yeah, there are a few that kind of get targeted for attacks and stuff. I know I think people like Beyonce and stuff like that have to have quite a lot of guards. Because people just even though they're trying to be I guess air quotes good intentions, they try and just break into the house and be oh my god, this is Beyonce's house and
what is it? Yeah, I think someone broke into is it Drake?
Yeah,
they broke into his mansion and they stole a bunch of shit.
Yeah,
and it's just what the fuck are you guys doing, man? I get it, you're envious of these people, but is this really the way to
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because it's that sort of that tightrope of they've got so much money, especially during the pandemic and stuff, where people like Will Smith were saying, stay at home. It's it was easy for you when you got a fucking 100 acres and you got a basketball court and a tennis court and a swimming pool and all that stuff, and we can't even leave our one by one house.
He worked for that though. He
True.
worked for that.
But I think that's why people are envious though, because
yeah.
If I was to play devil's advocate, right, and I was to break it down, and I'd be okay, yeah, he worked for that house and he's got that massive let's say 100 acres, right? but
Yeah.
you could fit like 100 families in there. So you're now
Yeah, pretty
taking
much.
up space where these other people like people like me and you, our age, can't even buy a
Mm,
house because people
true.
like that are taking up all the land and then selling it to other people. So
Mm,
even if I was just to play devil's advocate, like obviously I don't believe like that, but
yeah.
if I was to play devil's advocate, I can kind of see where these people who start to get desperate and start to go down that rabbit hole of feeling really envious and then hatred, like
Yeah.
jealousy, envious, and then hatred, you know. And I think like that's where it comes from. It's like someone's going to steal these dogs. I don't even know if they like. You were saying like they don't even know if the intention was to ransom, but
Yeah, I don't know. I think they just
what were they going to do
are.
with them then? Like,
I don't know. Like maybe sell it or like
do you think they knew it was Lady Gaga's? Like, they must have, right?
they must. She has like post Instagram photos of the dogs, man.
Mm.
Like, but the one thing I don't get though is like how they find out like what route the dog walker
I
takes.
imagine it doesn't. They dog walker doesn't like change it up. You know, they probably
Mm,
just find out where Lady Gaga lives, which isn't probably too hard, considering
yeah.
she posts like on Instagram and that. It's actually not hard with many people, like
Mm,
to find out. You know, like little pictures that they take. You're like you can kind of ascertain where they go, and then
still,
like
man. Fucking hell.
yeah, I mean to go to that length, like to figure out where she lives. I mean to be fair, you can probably go Google it, right? Where she
You
lives.
can, I think. Yeah, you can. You can
Yeah,
Google anyone's address.
yeah, but like
And
I think with
celebrities.
celebrities, it's a lot more easier, right, to find out where people live.
Yeah.
So I can
Yeah.
imagine like they just steal her dogs, and then they must have tried to ransom. But I don't. Apparently they've gone back home now, right? The dogs.
Oh, I did not know
Yeah.
this.
Apparently, like she's got the dogs that they're safe at home, but it's unclear whether the 500 grand has been claimed. But how do you claim that?
You
It's
just
like
you,
yes, I
you
was
just
the one that stole them. Thank you very much. Could I have my reward?
gives you a fake dog.
Like I don't understand how you're meant to claim that 500k. So
Yeah, without you being arrested.
yeah, so in some ways, her like offering to pay 500k was kind of pointless because they're not gonna be able to
Yeah.
claim it anyway. You
I
know,
mean, I guess it's just like like to like bait him out. Like that's not that I can think
I
of.
mean they gotta be they're like stupid though.
Yeah.
Imagine they just show up to the door and be like, oh, oh yeah, I found these.
Apparently.
Could I have my 500k now?
God damn.
They're just wearing a fur jacket or something like that and
It's like,
Cruella de Vil.
Oh
But I
man.
mean, they were like French pugs. That's one of that as well. So like buzz.
Totally. The best. I
Ugly.
don't know. I'm not a fan of tiny, weird dogs.
What would be
The way
like
they look,
your
I don't
like
know.
your what's it called? What would be your like dream dog? I guess.
I want one of those massive mastiff dogs.
Jesus.
Like they're like for like bear hunting.
Why would you
Those-
want one of them?
I don't know, man. Motherfucker try to get into my house. You get the fucking guard dog.
See
That's what I need.
my like my thought process always goes in a different direction with people when they come with dogs. So some person
Yeah,
like when they buy a dog, they're like, oh yeah, like I'd love to get this massive like Doberman, and like
yeah,
it'd be such a cool thing. Like no one would ever break into my house and all that stuff. Which by the way, most people aren't gonna do that anyway. But like especially like if you're at home, they're not gonna break into your
yeah.
house. And they'll probably end up killing your dog, and you just gotta do like fucking John Wick style anyway. But like
That's
that,
the way it starts, man.
yeah, that's where your story, like hero story arc, comes from.
Zero to hero.
But like, my thought process is like, that's a big dog. That must be some big shit it leaves behind.
Yeah.
I don't want to pick that up. Like for real, I don't want to pick up some shit. Like that's the main reason I don't really want a dog. Like
I mean, true, but it's like that's like with any pets, though, right?
I don't
You
pick
just
up
pick
cat
up
shit.
like you don't clean your cat litter.
I don't have cat litter. Like my mom has cat litter for one cat because he's trying to train him. But
Uh-huh.
like most of the time they go outside and shit.
Fair enough.
Because cats naturally cover their own shit up.
Fair enough. No, I see my cat. Okay, yeah, I guess because my cat's an indoor cat, so
Yeah, your cat's a princess. It's a difference. Like your cat will
such
won't even jump
such a
unless you break it up.
such a queen, man.
Yeah, like and that's the thing with dogs. Like the bigger the dog, the bigger the shit. You know, and the more times the shit that it's gonna do.
Yeah.
And if that's all like you know, not even solid, then I'm like, oh, I don't want to pick that up, man.
That's some gloopy diary.
like, come on,
why,
like-
why are we talking about this?
Because I've just said that's the negatives of dog that no one ever thinks about. And also the other side is like if you work, like say you and your
Yeah.
girlfriend or whatever partner like work,
Yeah.
you're never gonna be able to look after that dog. You're gonna get home, like say you have a really shitty fucking day, you've worked like overtime as well, so you've done like 10 hours, 11 hours, You come home, and now you got to walk the dog, bathe the dog, feed the dog.
But isn't that like
you don't get any time to yourself.
I get it, but isn't that like having a child? No, I'm not trying to compare the two, but it's like the same thing. You come home,
The difference is the
you
dog
fucking
will always need that. The kid will eventually be able to do that himself.
true, but it's like I guess it's a responsibility
The dog can't go to the shop
you
for you.
take on.
Like, the dog can't learn how to use a washing machine. The dog can't learn how to use a toilet by itself. You know, like the kid will eventually learn these things. Like it's only like having a dog for like the first 4 or 5 years, and then it starts to learn to do things. That's the idea of a human. But like with a dog, like it's never gonna get like that. Which is why I'll get a dog when I'm older, like way older.
Yeah, because you're fucking old, lazy.
Well, it's not even lazy. It's like I'm gonna be working like 8-hour shifts full time. I don't want to go home and have to fucking deal with a dog. When a cat can do the same thing.
Independent.
A cat will love you, like if you train it right, and then it will fuck off when it needs to. Like you're like, okay, I've had enough of you now. Also, with a dog, by the way, when you pick up a dog, like you can't just drop it to the ground like a cat.
Why the fuck are you gonna drop it?
Because you don't put a cat down. You like you get like halfway and you drop it.
Oh no, I probably put my cat down.
Yeah, that's why your cat's an arsehole.
Fuck it. Don't be dishing my cat, boy.
No, your cat is quite a princess, so.
Exactly. With your cat just opening doors like, I
fair,
swear I left this door open before.
my cat does just open the door whenever he wants. And now the worst thing is he's taught the other cats to do it. So all three of the cats now know how to just slide my door open.
Oh, I love it, man.
Like, I'll go inside and there's just all of them in there.
It's like you must learn the way.
I'm pretty sure one of them just headbutts the door until it opens a little bit. Because obviously, by the way, disclosure, I have a sliding door. That's why. It's not just headbutting the door until it opens. But it's a sliding door, so obviously they can get their paw in the side and then just slide open.
I see.
Quite clever cats, to be fair. Like, oh god, you try keeping a dog out of the room, that won't happen.
They'll start chewing on the door. They'll start scratching it.
Yeah, huskies I've heard as well are very loud, like very very loud.
See, we want to get husky like in the future, like when we have like our own place and like own land and shit.
Own land. Fucking, what land you gonna get? In this country?
Well, not in this country, obviously.
Oh, okay.
But, like, we're planning to move, hopefully.
Oh, okay. Any like Philippines or?
We want to go Philippines or like if we want, hopefully Japan.
Japan would be nice. I'm not sure about the logistics in terms of like finding a job out there. That's my only worry about like moving to Japan and stuff like that.
Well, my fiance told me that because I have a degree, I can pretty much work on anything. That's how apparently they see it in Asian culture. It's like if you have a degree, it doesn't matter what job you apply for, they'll take you on because of that one thing. And I'm like, okay, so I can just literally work as I don't know, like a shopkeeper or something. Because of that, they'll hire me.
Wow. You're setting the bar high, aren't you? I got a degree. I would like to work at this little. Thank you very much.
Japan little.
Yeah, little Japan.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I might pursue the profession that I actually
want to work in art and stuff.
Yeah, I do, but it's just right now, it's such a fucking painful time.
Yeah, I mean
to be alive.
Painful alive. Damn, it's taking a dark turn.
It is, man. Like it's hard to get a job out here. Like
yeah, I mean, I understand. We've got a lot of friends that have like lost their jobs and stuff.
Like especially with the industry where you're required. I mean, I think I can do it freelance, but again, that would mean me like sort of having a lot of followers, having a lot of like.
Well, I mean, it starts with the first thing, right? You got to start. If you you say stuff like it requires a lot of followers and stuff, but you got to start with one.
I mean, I got a lot of followers, not a lot, but like a few on Instagram, and I posted like artwork there, but then
it's consistently posting is what you got to do.
Yeah,
it's the same with like YouTube and that. If I don't consistently post, I'm not going to consistently get views, which means the videos don't like get recommended to other people and people don't see it because everyone lives in their own little bubble, and to break through their bubble, you've got to show them a little taste sometimes. And if your artwork if you're not even making any artwork, then you're not going to be breaking their bubble.
True.
I think your artwork's pretty good. I've seen it, and hopefully a little teaser to
Thanks.
the audience. We might be getting a bit of artwork for the channel as well.
Yep.
So we get a
I'll
little
be starting
logo
on
and
that.
stuff.
Little face, whatever the fucking thumbnail.
Yeah, like, and I think it would be good to do some branding and stuff and put it in the bottom corner and stuff like that, and try and make
Yeah.
it a bit more unique. Which like
'Cause
it brings like for me like the topic of like uniqueness and stuff. Because like I was watching like my girlfriend and I we watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I know you watch it
yeah.
sometimes, but like
I mean, I used to, but then I'm just trying to catch. I want season 2 of UK to be finished, so I can just binge it.
yeah, you're one of those binge watchers. Like for me, I do enjoy watching it weekly because
Yeah.
it kind of gives you something to look forward to.
Well, I have animes and One Division and then other things as well.
Mm.
So
I think for us, we've got like something on every day of like the end of the week, near enough.
fair enough.
So it's pretty fun. They all sort of stack and it's nice,
Yeah,
you know.
that's nice. That's nice.
But
I do
like
want to find a show every day though.
yeah, like with RuPaul like Drag Race, like I actually got like because my brother watches it, and I think we're like the only ones in the family that watch it, and he was saying that it would be quite interesting to hear our opinion on it because obviously like coming from two straight guys, like and he's like he watches it because like it's like his sort of community, like because obviously he's
Yeah.
gay, so he likes to like he likes that community obviously, so he's watching like those kind of programs and it's not like obviously like if you're gay you watch that program, but it's a lot more accessible, I guess.
Yeah.
And for me, like obviously I think I said back in the day I would watch that when I got a girlfriend. I don't know why. It was just one of those things where I was like, I don't have any interest to watch it now. When I was like 16, 18 or something like
Oh man.
that. But I feel like girls are more into it as well than guys, like that program. I
Yeah.
don't know if you like. Do you get that impression?
Yeah, because like I don't know, I was introduced by it by my fiance
Yeah.
a few like I think a year ago, and like I remember you slandering me about it. You were
I
like, "You're a
didn't
changed
slander you
man."
about it.
You literally said you're a changed man. What happened to you? You never used to watch things like this. I'm like,
I said you were a
"You're."
changed man because one, you used to bully our friend quite badly about him having a girlfriend, and you used to say it every single day we used to play. You're like, you've changed, man. I don't like it. You changed. So I was taking the piss out of you, saying you've changed for watching things you don't usually watch.
I mean, it's not because I've never watched it. It's because I've always been curious about it. Like when I
Mm.
was like I'll say like 18, I saw like this French documentary, like an underground Vogue dancing scene.
Okay.
And I think ever since then I've always been like sort of interested in like other shows like that. And then I think RuPaul's Drag Race came along. And I never watched the first couple of seasons
Yeah.
until like I had a fiance, but then I enjoyed it, you know? It's just
Because
the
like
uniqueness of it.
I
It's
don't, I
just
don't,
it's
I don't
great.
see like see I get that like being the curious and that. Like for me, I see like a lot of drag like mostly drag anyway being like comedy. Like it's like stand up most of the time. I
Yeah.
see it. Like apart from if you got like the fashion drag like queens and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But like I feel like you know at least for me like where it started to kick off for most people was like comedy. It was basically like because back in the day there was like Blankety Blank. I don't know if you remember that, but there was an old game show called Blankety Blank, and it had a
No.
person on it, Paul O'Grady, but he was dressed as Lily Savage, which was a girl. So and he presented it or she presented it,
Yeah.
and it was funny. And that was my first sort of experience with drag, and that was like when I was a kid. That was like when I was like 12. But my brother used to love watching like old game shows. Like he used to kill me with watching those old game shows. Like
Yeah.
and Lily Savage used to present it, and it was just like I remember asking my mom like going like, I didn't even know that was a guy until like later. And I just found it funny. I thought, oh, that's what he wants to do, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So and for me, it was never really like I wouldn't. I'm not. Oh, I'm only gonna watch that with my girlfriend, sort of thing. It
Yeah.
was sort of like I know I'm going to eventually watch it, but I'd rather watch it with somebody else. Is what it was more like. And I can't imagine like me and like Larry sitting down to watch Drag Race. You know what I mean? So it was like I was gonna wait for somebody who probably have seen it a bit better. You know?
Yeah.
If my brother still lived with me, I probably would have watched it with him. To be fair.
I've always been curious. I've always like watched like Vogue, like dance voguing, like underground,
Mm.
in on YouTube. I think like actually no. Let me give you a little backstory.
Yeah.
I think my first, I think it wasn't like a drag race, but it's more like a pageant, right?
Oh yeah.
It was back in Philippines. I remember
Oh
watching it
okay.
live. That was like my first sort of. I was like, they look beautiful, but it's like for me when the first saw it, they look, their face looks great, their body and everything. But I was just like, there's something not. I don't
Something
even
different.
want to be rude. Yeah, it was just something different. I was like, they look a bit too masculine.
Yeah.
So from my young age, I was like, well, they look a bit too masculine, but they must be like, I don't know, skinny or toned or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's only until like I found out later that they were actually drag queens, like drag pageant queens, right?
Right. Yeah.
That they were just doing it like locally, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like I didn't know we had a community here because in my country, like it's weird because like especially like this is like my family, right? We tend to like sort of bash. Like I was bashed because they thought I was gay
Right.
because I was mostly indoors. I wasn't interacting because I was like that doesn't make sense, right?
Right. Yeah.
But then and I think my parents used to say this is such a harsh fucking thing to say for a kid.
Mm.
It's like, oh, if you're gay, I'm gonna beat you. I'm like, what?
Damn. Yeah.
What? And it's like it's such a hypocrisy because like in that like in my dad's side, right?
Mm.
His sister was a tomboy
Right.
and she was dating women. And like, how the fuck can you say that to me, your son, and when you have a sister like that's a tomboy and it's dating other females?
I think it's one of those things where it's like there's a lot
Mm,
of people that are like, oh, I don't mind it as long as it's not on my doorstep, sort of thing, you know. And it's sort of like as long as it's not in my family, like
mm,
I don't mind it. And it's just like that. I've seen that like happen with a few families, you know, like which is
mm.
quite surprising for me because I always like saw like, you know, the Philippines is kind of like one of the one like kind of like one of the cross dressing
You
capitals,
know what I'm saying? You
like
know what I'm
that in
saying?
Thailand, you know, like having quite a lot of like, you know, like
Like
drag and you know,
yeah,
yeah, that sort of
or
stuff.
trans and
Yeah,
things like and then like it's just like to hear that from your family and then just to have like I don't know, it just boggled my mind.
it's sort of like one of
Like
those things where it's like, like you kind of want to do it to spite them. You're like, fuck you, I'll
yeah,
do
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
can't. Like, luckily, like my family was quite, um, what's the word? Like, quite
open.
open. Yeah, quite open
Mm,
to it, and were fine with it. Like when my brother
yeah.
came out and that, and it was just sort of like one of those things where it was like easy, I guess.
Mm,
Obviously, it's he was still like nervous and stuff like that. And he's actually somebody I would like to have like on one time to talk about that. But
yeah.
like I was saying like I still remember the time like when my mum told me because I remember I was
Mm.
playing like a League of Legends game, which is why I remember so
Oh my
vividly.
god.
And she was like, "Can
Yeah.
you pause that?" And I was like, "Well, actually, no. Like I can't. I can't actually stop." And she was like, "It's serious." And I was like, "All right, fine." Took the headphones off and stopped. And she's like, he's gay now and all that." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Can I go back to the game?" Like it was like one of those things where I was like, I already knew, like
Ah, I see. Yeah.
like we all kind of knew, like I guess like,
Mm,
and it was like one of those things where it's like, cool, let's move on, sort of thing. Like
mm,
it's not a big deal. Like she was, like,
yeah.
my mom was like shocked. She was like sort of like, oh, really, like is there anything to say about it? Like, and I was
I
like,
think
no, like it's fine. Like I didn't have a problem with
yeah.
it. Like I don't see. Like and
What
she
the
wasn't asking. She's not asking like, oh, is there a problem? She was
yeah.
sort of like, is there any questions? I guess it was sort of more like,
Yeah.
and I was just sort of like, no, not really. Like, I mean, we all kind of knew, and it was
Yeah.
sort of like one of those things where it's just like, let's just carry on, and I'm kind of glad we all like, open with it now.
Yeah. I think it's just like I think our generation is definitely has a lot better understanding of it,
Yeah,
than the old generation. Like especially my parents, boy.
yeah. I mean, it's
Like
one of those things
they'll
that grow up like now they know, right? And like I kind of do mean that as well. Like they grow up,
mm,
sort of like
yeah.
mature, now.
Mm,
Yeah, I think like I don't know, like for me like going back to the drag race thing, like for us two watching it, it's
yeah.
sort of like I find it fun because it's not just about
I love it,
like
man.
it's
I
like there's so
fucking
many
love it.
different layers to it, right? Like there's the
Exactly.
fashion element if you like that sort of thing. There's like a
Yeah,
creativity side because they kind
yep.
of like sometimes they have to make these things just by scratch or with things they
Yeah.
found. Like and
Mm,
there's a comedy aspect 'cause they're actually really fucking funny. Like that, you gotta be really talented to be a drag like
yep.
queen. Like it's I mean, I couldn't do fuck that. Like
Exactly. Oh,
I do not have the skills to do that at all.
nah.
Like, I could do the
for
funny
me,
bit, and that's about it.
funny thing is, like, what is it? When I was, when we were picking our GCSEs, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to take textiles, sewing.
Okay. Yeah.
But I told that to my mates, and like they just looked down on me, bro.
Dude, it was funny actually. Funny you should say
It
that
was.
because Mark
Mm,
Mark picked textiles. Um,
oh.
so like it's actually quite interesting because like we obviously teased him. Like, come on, we were
Mm,
like kids, we were like 16 years old,
yeah.
15
Yeah.
years old. But he picked textiles, and the reason I think I teased him the most was because when I asked him why did you pick it, he was like, I don't know. And I was like, and I was like, what do you mean you don't know? And he was like, because I had to pick like I guess one creative thing, even though he did art anyway. I don't know why, but he said like I had to pick
Oh,
like what. I think his explanation was I had to pick one physical creative
mm,
subject,
yeah.
and I was like, but you picked textiles. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, do you care about sewing? He's like, not really. And I was like, how many people are
Oh,
in your
so,
class? And he's like, there's like 8, and 7 of them are girls. And I was like, I'm so confused at why you picked this subject. I don't understand. So yeah, that was the main reason I teased him. But I think he got a lot of flack for it, and maybe I've never really spoken to him about it, but maybe he was like quite similar to you, and he just
mm,
wanted to make like clothes and stuff like that.
dude, like looking back now, if I had the skills and knowledge of sewing, I would make my own fucking clothes. No joke.
I
I
mean,
would.
you've made your own cosplay, like, and it was pretty fucking dope, in my opinion. Like, the
Mm,
Division, like, if anyone knows
yeah,
the game
division
Division,
cosplay.
but like, he made like the soldier from that, and he looked fucking sick. Like, I don't know why, like when you were like, oh yeah, I'll just whip something up. I was like, I wasn't expecting like something like that, to be fair. But then when I saw
Mm,
it, I was just like you had the speaker on the back that played like the music from the game and stuff like that. And I was like,
yeah.
holy shit, dude! Like,
I wish, man. I wish I could be like. I wish should have taken textiles. Like,
but
I
you don't
really
have to
wish,
take it to
man.
do it.
I know, but it's like just the basic of learning sewing. Like, like
Mm.
which area to like sew like certain thing. Like, because I know there's like different types
Hey
of
man,
sewing.
that's why YouTube's great. Like you could just literally go out there and learn that. Like I learned how to play guitar from YouTube. You know, like I learned how to
Mm,
play like I think there was a bunch of things like a couple of like game. Obviously, we all learn how to play games and certain things. I learned how to
mm.
put in like build certain parts of my PC like from YouTube.
Oh yeah, same actually.
Like
Yeah.
it's such a good learning tool. So I feel like you could easily just like look up how to sew properly. I'm sure there's some stuff
Pro-
out there like that.
Probably, but yeah. I don't know. Something I might look into the future, honestly.
Yeah, I mean everyone. I mean
Uh,
that's one of the things that people always need.
mm,
Textiles and clothes and stuff like that. Like people in the world are always gonna need that.
mm.
So,
Yeah, I'll look into it.
but
Because
have you heard the news that apparently we're meant to be coming out of lockdown in like June, July
oh
ish?
my. Okay, let me give you an example. Right,
Yeah.
you got bitten by a snake. Gives you
Okay.
half dose. It gives you a dose, the second dose later, and tells you to go away, to just come back whenever.
Yeah.
And then it's just I don't get it. I don't get why are you gonna fucking just lift up the lockdown with just half a dose.
Yeah. I mean, I did see a
I
stat
don't get it.
today. Like, it was something like I think 20 million people have been vaccinated, but
Yeah.
the other like half. Here we go.
Oh god, no. Here we go.
No, actually, I can't even find it. No, 19 million have had their first jab. And now it's 20 million have had
Mm.
their first jab. But like something like 1.2 million have had the second doses. So they are like
And
trying to give the second dose. But
cool, but it's like,
yeah, I know what
wouldn't
you
it be
mean.
better to just like give the full 2 doses and then lift off the lockdown
I think like
instead of
'cause you
like
still
halfway?
well yeah, because you do like your immunity goes up like 60 or 70% or something like that. Is what I've heard
Mm.
from the first dose. Sometimes it's
Okay.
80, but then when you have the second dose, it's like 96. So
Mm.
it still raises it quite significantly.
Yeah.
But I think like I agree. I think maybe it might be too early, but I think he wants to do it for summer and get the economy like sort of booming again. But
I mean,
yeah,
I
I mean
just
I don't know,
don't.
but like regardless, we'll be out of lockdown probably earlier than that. I guess like
Mm,
March, April-ish. But what's the first thing you're gonna do?
honestly,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Chinatown.
do you wanna go to Chinatown, dude? Hit me up and I'll
Chinatown.
come Chinatown with you. We'll get Chinese dinner.
I want to get some bubble tea, some dim sum, some chicken katsu. Oh
Yeah,
my
I mean I'm
god.
not gonna lie, I'll be there with you. Like. I think the second, I guess if I'm gonna be doing that first, the second thing I want to do is actually just get a fucking
Yeah.
haircut. Like,
oh yeah,
oh
I
my
want to
god,
get hair.
my
Okay,
you want to get hair?
I want to get headed.
My hair is literally past my shoulders now.
Ah,
Like,
same. Don't worry.
yeah, and I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. I think
I feel like a
I need to
homeless
take
person.
off. Yeah, I need to take. I look like Jesus.
Same.
Because I have a beard and everything. I look like a black-haired Jesus.
I have like half a beard because I'm Asian.
Yeah, it's true. I wish I could show people like your beard. It grows on one side
Oh
and not
man.
the other.
Oh, don't worry.
Funny.
I'll put it in the logo, dude. But you're gonna see my foot.
You don't get the full like circle around your mouth. You get like half. It's like I don't know. It's like you've been like slapped as a child.
It's like you know what? I'm just gonna grow this half. I can't be asked to Steve it, you know.
You need to like get some hair growth on there.
I'm actually considering about it, you know, just getting like one of those like hair.
Like what? I know you can get like these derma rollers or something like that. You can
yeah,
roll it
yeah,
on your
like
skin.
yeah, to make it like.
I don't think they work, in my opinion, but like I hear people like KSI and that like Trey has used like a derma roller, and his beard looks whack still. So I wouldn't. I don't think they work.
KSI's beard is clapped. I'm sorry. It's just patchy.
It's just cabbage patch is what it is. It's just everywhere. But I don't know. Like for me, I want to get a haircut, and then I want to get sit down in some nice restaurants because that's the thing I miss the most. But yeah.
Or it's going out in general and having that freedom, you know.
True. It's still gonna do that kind of like in the spring, like go out for walks in that. But the last thing I was gonna say is I know one of the people like viewers that watched before is like he is my brother. He said like we were touching on a good topic as we were about to sign off, and I thought that was so funny.
Oh
like,
no!
So apparently last week we were about to touch on to a topic about America's like multiculturalism, and then we just stopped the podcast. We were like, okay, that's enough now, guys.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah. But if you are listening, I think I might make that like the topic of next week. So we'll try and like talk about like how diverse America is, I guess, in some regards compared to UK. But
honestly, I think UK is just better.
Yeah, well, that's what we're gonna get into. I'm not gonna give James the satisfaction. We'll do it next week.
Little teaser for next week. Don't worry.
Little tease for the next week. Unless we forget, we start talking about pizza and nuggets again. But this has been Jack and Rod on the Strange George's podcast. We are on Spotify and YouTube. Give us a like and comment as well for the algorithm, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
Peace.